family. So today's video is just a really short one. I just wanted to share a few more facts about me so you guys can feel like you know me a little better as a person, not just some blonde chick online. So I find that with social media, it's really hard to sort of get across your personality sometimes, and a lot of people on social media can be quite fake. So I want you guys to know exactly what you're getting, exactly who's training you, whose ebooks you're buying, and what I sort of believe in and what I'm about. So a lot of my topics normally in my vlogs tend to be sort of advice and mentoring within the fitness and nutrition and things like that. But today this is all just personal, and I want to tell you a little bit more about me and about my background. So if you have any questions after watching this video, if you want to know anything else about me, perhaps comment below or send me an email and I'll be happy to answer in another vlog. Okay, so a little bit about me and my background. So I was born in Adelaide and have lived in South Australia my whole life. I grew up sort of south of Adelaide in Aberfoyle Park, and then at about the age of 11 or 12 we moved up into the country. So I lived in the Adelaide Hills, actually a bit beyond the Adelaide Hills, so it was about probably an hour and 20 from the city. We lived on about 10 acres, so we had a mini farm, and I absolutely loved it. It was the best place to grow up, and I'm so thankful to my parents that we were sort of given this opportunity. I had an animal of every kind, and that's kind of where I guess I sort of grew up and changed as a teenager, and became someone who just loves the country and animals, and having that sort of sense of freedom and things like that. So that certainly has shaped a lot of who I am today. I had miniature ponies. I had 3 mini ponies. I had a horse, and just only sold my horse recently. So I had my horse and kept him for probably like 12 years, so a really long time. I had a cow. I've had ducks, chickens, sheep, goats, one of everything. It was such an awesome place to grow up. So I left school early. I completed year 10, and then at the age of 15 I sort of quit school and went off to begin my first career. So I, at the age of 15, dreamt of being a hairdresser. Is exactly what I wanted to do, and I thought this would be my career forever, and I set out determined after being offered a job, and thought, no, I'm gonna make the most of this. I don't need to complete any more high school because I know this is what I wanted to do. So at the end of year 10 I ran off and began hairdressing. So to get this job in year 10 work experience, which was about midway through the year, I did work experience at this salon for a week, and I absolutely loved it. I just felt like it was where I wanted to be, and I just didn't want to sort of stop actually helping out in the salon. So I said to them, look, while I'm completing the rest of this year, maybe I could come back and get some experience and sort of assure myself that this is what I want to do for a career, and maybe I could work with you guys on Thursday nights or Saturdays or something like that, just to experience a little bit more of it. They sort of said they didn't have a job to offer me, but that I could, if I wanted to, just come and help in my own time. So me being the naive, kind of eager person that I am, I said, yep, that's totally fine. I'm certainly up for that. And for 6 months, so a long time, I'm actually surprised my parents let me continue. But for 6 months, every Thursday night and Saturday, I went in and worked in this salon for free, learning the skills that I could without being paid and just being around it. So I guess it wasn't really a surprise then that 6 months later I got offered the job. And that's where I started my first career. So I ended up moving salons after a couple of years, and then I ended up managing a hair salon. So before I left hairdressing, I was actually managing a hair salon up in the Adelaide Hills, a really, really busy hair and day spa with about maybe 15 staff, and I was only about 21 at the time, so that was a pretty good achievement at my age. Although I'd been hairdressing for probably like 7 or 8 years by then, it was still a great achievement, and I was really happy doing what I was doing. I was working about 42 hours a week, traveling an hour to and from work each day, and it just was my life. I just loved making people feel good about themselves, and that's really what drew me to hairdressing. Was someone would come in and feel sort of a bit down about themselves and maybe not so good, and they'd leave feeling awesome with fresh hair and a newfound confidence. So that's sort of what I really, really loved about it. Why did I stop? So I did leave hairdressing, and obviously I became a personal trainer. So what happened? I actually got tendonitis in my forearm. So this is sort of like a repetitive strain kind of an injury from cutting hair and from blow drying and things like that, working 70 hours without a lot of break. I found that my arm got sore around Christmas time, which, as most of you would know, is the busiest time in sort of the beauty industry. Everyone's trying to look pretty for Christmas. So my arm sort of flared up, and I didn't really know why, and kept pushing through. Had some time off after Christmas, it recovered. The following year I got back into work and it came back again. So To make the story shorter, it was sort of about a 6 to 8 month sort of process of going to and fro from doctors to physios to rehab specialists, everything that you can think of to try and get around this problem of my sore arm, and it just wasn't going to happen. So eventually the doctor said to me, look, it's what you're doing that's causing this pain. The more you do it, the more it's going to happen. So either live through the pain or find a different career. And that was really, really hard for me. So at that time, Heath and I, my husband and I, had just bought our first investment property. We were sort of financially tied up, and there wasn't really time for me to go, off and explore careers or anything like that. So I really had to make a change fast. And I really hadn't ever thought about anything else that I wanted to do other than hairdressing. So it came definitely as a shock to me. And the only other thing that I thought I was interested in was fitness. So I sort of decided, and I really realised now, that the fitness industry is similar to the hairdressing industry as far as what I really, really love about it is making people feel really good. So I get clients come to me now who may be feeling uncomfortable about their bodies or their fitness or whatever it might be, their strength. And then down the track, it's a little bit more of an eviler, that's not my word, a bit of a meaner process than getting your hair done, because it sort of is obviously inflicts a lot more pain and sweat. But I do find that obviously all my clients come to me not feeling so good, and a couple of weeks or a couple of months down the track, they're feeling really good and that confidence is beaming out of them. And I do really feel that I can change people's lives. So that is what I love about fitness, and that's sort of what drew me into the industry and what has kept me there. And that's what keeps me going every day, is seeing you guys achieve your goals and feel fantastic and hearing from you and how much you're loving your new training. So keep telling me how you're feeling, because you guys are fueling me and fueling my career. Good morning. So I got halfway through probably recording yesterday's YouTube video, and then life got in the way. So Chasey woke up from his afternoon nap, then it just became dinner time, all that kind of thing. So life got hectic. So this morning I thought I would complete this video for you and add a couple more tips just so you get to know me that little bit better. So a couple of extra things I didn't mention. So my age, so I am 26 at the moment, almost 27. So my birthday is in April, so I'm a Taurus. So for those of you into star signs, I don't really follow it, but that's my star sign. I absolutely love my job now. So obviously I filled you guys in on my hairdressing journey and how I got into personal training, and I honestly believe that everything happens for a reason, because I am the happiest person ever right now. I think being self-employed was the best decision ever, and I always encourage people to take this risk. So, excuse me, whatever job you may have, if there's an opportunity that you can go and work for yourself. My husband is also self-employed. We own 2 businesses within his company, and then my own, which is obviously more of a, I'm a single employee. But I honestly encourage anyone who has a dream to go out there and chase it and become self-employed. It's fantastic. It's so rewarding being able to make an income for yourself and know that you're the only one that made it. I feel as though my work is a dream. So it's really something that I enjoy. I love reaching out to people and changing their lives. Honestly, it is life-changing what I do, and it just fuels me to keep going. So I absolutely love it, and I'm sure my passion leaks out. So I think that everything happens for a reason, and my whole wrist injury has helped me actually with my personal training, because I'm able to better understand people's injuries and work around any difficulties with any problems or health issues or anything like that. So I can sort of be empathetic in that way. And I just think I was meant to be in this industry. It's my world, and I live and breathe fitness, and I wouldn't be doing anything different even if I was given the choice. So I'm sitting here, and just next to me are all of my trophies from my competing days. So I competed in the year of 2014, and I did 9 competitions in a year, which is actually a bit stupid. No, it's not stupid, but it's actually crazy to do that many competitions in just such a short amount of time. And I thought perhaps I'd go into that a little bit more, and there's probably room for a complete new vlog and probably actually lots that intertwine with this topic. But I thought I'd give you a quick overview of why I started to compete, so why I first went for that goal. I only ever intended to compete the one time. So when I was new to the fitness industry, I wanted to feel that I sort of lived and breathed and represented a fit physique. And I always looked up to the girls in Oxygen magazines and who competed and things like that. And I thought that to me is the ultimate fit body. And I didn't really believe that I could achieve it. I wasn't really sure that my body was capable. And honestly, I had never been in that kind of shape before. And I just sort of wanted to set it as my own challenge. The other reason too was that I never was an extremely overweight person. So actually growing up and through high school, I was quite skinny. And I remember, it makes me laugh now, I remember going to a swimming carnival in probably about year 9 in high school. We had a pool at school and we had sort of a swimming carnival day. And I remember being embarrassed and crying and not wanting to go to school for that whole week because I was embarrassed that my ribs stuck out in my bathers. So I remember saying to Mum that I'm embarrassed, I look like a praying mantis, and that was the word I used. And I was really, really embarrassed to be so skinny and have my ribs hanging out. So there you go, how life has changed. But certainly I was never unhealthy. I was a very active person and I ate everything. Food is my life, and you know, I certainly am still that way now. I never lose my appetite. Even when I'm sick, I always have an appetite. But I guess with the whole competing thing, I'd never really had a journey where I'd lost a lot of weight before. Obviously now I have with having a baby, but back when I was competing. So when I started in the fitness industry, I thought I want to be able to relate to these clients who have weight loss goals, because at the end of the day, 90% of clients, that is their goal, is to lose weight, even if it only be a few kilos. So I thought I really want to be able to relate to these clients and learn more about nutrition and more about my body, and also have a bit of a challenge so I can push myself that little bit further. So that's where competing came in. I went and sought out a nutritional coach who has now become one of my really, really good friends. So Dani Baker, one of my best friends. I followed a diet to get in shape. I think it was about maybe a 16-week prep. I might be able to dig up some photos in another vlog of my transformation, that first sort of 16 weeks, if you guys want to see that. But I dieted strictly and I thought, yep, this is my little mini transformation to get in a better shape and learn more about my body and sort of see, you know, what it's like to get on stage. So I did my prep and got on stage, and that was literally the end of my goal. I was really proud of what I achieved and really impressed with how strong I was able to be throughout the dieting process, and that was really going to be the end of it. Then, so I won, which was fantastic, and I did not expect it, and it was the best day of my life, and still is actually my favourite comp to date, because I just did not even go in with a mindset of wanting to place, and here I came out first place, and I took out overall in my division. So from there, I got invited to go to the Nationals, which was maybe like, say, 3-4 weeks later down the track. And at the time, I sort of was thinking about it, and I thought, oh, I never dreamed to be able to do this. It might be good for my business. And at the end of the day, if I've already been dieting for 16 or whatever weeks it was, then what's another 3 or 4 weeks? So that's how I went to the Nationals. Went to the Nationals and came second. Now we're sort of developing into the whole year story. But basically, what happened with me is that each comp led into another comp, and I kept winning all of these comps. So I sort of felt like, why stop when you're ahead, and why not follow through the process? I think you have to work really, really hard to get in condition to be on stage. And then if you're handed another opportunity to sort of take it further because you earn your place, it's really, really hard to knock that back. So I feel that 50% of me did it perhaps because I wanted to prove myself or set myself that challenge for my business, and 50% of it did it for my personal goals as well. So it was a fantastic year. I have absolutely no regrets. It was so much fun, and I learned so much about myself, and certainly was able to showcase to my clients my willpower and you know, what you can achieve when you put your mind to it. I dieted in the end for 43 weeks, so the entire year was strict dieting. I was a clean eater back then, so it makes me cringe, but I ate chicken and broccoli, rice, oats, all the plain, clean sort of foods for 43 weeks with one cheat meal a week, but for probably about 3 months of that, I had no cheat meals. So I remember at work in our Christmas party, I actually got an award from the boys as the person with the least amount of cheat meals that year. So it's funny, but I still am so proud of what I achieved, and that is why I competed. So I never ever intended to go to the World Championships, come second or anything like that. I never intended to do anything more than just a 16-week prep, but it really did shape me as a trainer a little more and made me realise just how strong I really am. So other quick silly facts. I love living at the beach. That's where I live. It's my life. To be able to go for walks on the Esplanade, it's just priceless. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. My favourite food is my mum's lasagna. So she makes a non-healthy lasagna that I absolutely love, and when I go to her house probably once a month to stay the night with Chase, sometimes she'll cook it for me, and it's just so amazing. I'll take a photo on my Snapchat next time. My other favourite foods would be ice cream and chocolate. I mean, who doesn't like ice cream and chocolate? So now, being a flexible dieter, I'm really smart at choosing the low-calorie options of those foods, and I never feel like I'm missing out. My favourite colour, well, my Powerfit logo is blue, and I'm pretty obsessed with blue. It's a beachy colour, so my house is scattered with blue. My blue eyes, I think blue looks good on me, so blue is really my thing. I never really wear the colour red, like never. Don't buy it, don't like it, just don't like red on me. So there you go, there's my least favourite colour. I don't know what else to tell you. So I hope you've learned a little bit about me, something that you didn't know. I'm certainly happy to record a longer vlog in regards to my competition prep, perhaps even more of a post-comp one. I did record a post-comp vlog which has been really, really successful. It's had a lot of views. So if you're interested in post-comp, make sure you click back and have a look at that one. It was probably my first or second vlog in this Ask Grace series. But I'm more than happy to go more into my journey and tell you anything that you want to know. I have nothing to hide. So just contact me and let me know. Have an awesome Friday, peeps. And